La 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 la. Hi dreamers and make-believers, in today's video I am doing a short and sweet review of Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. So I have seen this movie twice already. So I saw it when it first came out, which was the 17th of November. So exciting. And then I saw it just last weekend. So I made some points on what I want to talk about, because otherwise, as you all know, I will just talk and talk and talk and we'll never get through to the end. So I've divided this video up, or this review up, into 5 parts. So the first part is what was it? Oh, my favorite characters throughout the movie. So I've chosen my favorite characters and why I love them, and just, okay, so all that good stuff. And then the second part I'm going to do is my favorite creatures. So what creatures I really loved and why I love my favorite creatures. And then I'm going to do my favorite scenes. Now this one was tricky. I did want to do it to my favorite scene, but that is just ridiculous and just a silly idea on my part. So it's now my favorite scenes, but I have managed to narrow it down to not too many, really, or like there's a huge segment, but it's not. Anyways, you'll see. And then I've narrowed it down to, there's one more thing. Oh, the reveal, which is the end. Oh yes, so I must say that if you haven't watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, then go watch it. Just don't watch this video because it's going to be spoilery for you, but definitely go and watch the movie and then come back so we can talk about it. And it's just phenomenal. It's just fantastic. But the 5th part that I'm dividing this into is what I didn't like about it. So, stay tuned. So that's the 5 areas, so stick around and see my thoughts on Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and please comment below on your thoughts on Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And like I said, if you haven't watched it, then don't watch this video, but come back when you have, and please comment on what you loved or didn't love about this movie. I'm so excited about it. And yes, just before I forget and go on to Fantastic Beasts, I just want to remind you that if you would like to be more involved in the Water Rushes saga, which is my own YA fantasy saga, if you want to be more involved in it and get like book swag and giveaways and be like the first to know about a lot of stuff, then please join my group Dream Weavers and Dream Leaders, because you're helping me weave and lead my dreams, down below. And if you what I don't say. Oh, and if you don't want to do that and like be that involved, you can also just see what I'm up to through my Facebook page, which will also be linked down below, which is as McPherson Books. And that is all. Let's get into the video. So, starting with my favorite characters, I have chosen Jacob Kowalski, okay, as one of them. Of course, he's just brilliant. So I love Jacob Kowalski because he's so adorable. He's so humble and sweet and a little naive, and I just love him. I just love him so much, and he's so funny throughout the movie. He just has so many moments that you just remember and that you cackle at because it's just hilarious. So like I really love in the beginning where he first meets him, and you know, he's like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you in the bank? And he's like, oh, the same reason as you. And then like Jacob's like, what, you're here to open a bakery also? Like, how naive, but how cute, huh? Like adorably naive, just like so cute. I'm like, what are the chances? Oh my gosh, I just thought that was just so cute. And then I just love like where he's talking to Queenie, the sister, and he's talking to Queenie, and she's like, you know, are all muggles like you, or no mages, whatever, no mages, are they all like you? And you know, and he's like, they're none like me, and then he drinks his giggle water. It just cracks me up. It's just like he's trying to be like so suave, and then like just this crazy little giggle. It just cracks me up. And then of course I love how he's just like so funny, and he gets chased by the hippopotamus creature, which, oh my gosh, I forgot its name. Oh my gosh, I forgot its name. Anyways, I just love how, like, you know, he gets chased by it, and then he's like, call me Jacob. He's just so cute. He's just so funny. I have made some points. Let me see. Oh yes, another point that I absolutely love is where the Niffler is like stealing from the jewelry shop, and they're in there, and they're like covered in all the jewels. They got the Niffler, and the police show up, and Jacob's like, they went that way. And it's like, seriously, you're dripping diamonds. You're dripping diamonds right now, but they went that way. It's just, he's just too funny. So I just love Jacob because he gives such humor to the movie, and he's such a lovable, cute, sweet character. It's just great. My other favorite character, by the way, this is not in order, but my other favorite character is Newt Scamander. He's so adorable. He's so awkward and geeky and smart, though, like attractive in his smartness, but just so geeky, and he's so loving and caring and nurturing. And like when Queenie's talking to him later and she's like, you know, Lestrange, she's a taker, you need a giver, you know, and I'm like, yes, you do, you need a giver, you know, like, she doesn't understand you, you're just too generous. And when that stupid Tina, when she's like, oh, you know, here's the suitcase and he's got all these creatures in it, and he's like being dragged out and he's like, don't hurt my creatures, they're not dangerous. I'm just like, Newt, my baby, I'm so sorry. It was just, I love him. And then, you know, and then again, even though he's awkward and weird and strange and just, he has like this, and he's like talking to, he's like, okay, so Tina's like about to die and she's in the death pool or whatever it is, and he's like, jump, I'm gonna catch you, I'll catch you, or whatever he says, and, you know, and she's like, you know, are you insane, I'm not jumping, and he's like, I'll catch you, you're just like, yes, Newt, yes, go Newt, and it's just, he's just brilliant. I just love his character. I mean, it's just a perfect little package because the actor is just so good and the way he looks is just so perfect, and then him with Newt Scamander's personality is just like a success explosion. It's just perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I really love Newt Scamander, and I love the end where he's so awkward getting on the boat, and, you know, and he's like, oh, I'll actually, if it's all right with you, you know, I'll give you my book in person, and she's like, okay, you know, oh, Newt, he's just so cute. So I love Newt and all his cuteness. And then my third favorite character is Grindelwald. And like I said, we're gonna get to the review later on, the reveal later on, but I just love Grindelwald, and I love him as Mr. Graves, you know, in disguise. Like, I just love Mr. Graves, and he was so suave and sleek and mysterious, and you knew something wasn't quite right. But I love when he first shows up and he's looking, and the obscurus is like going in the ground, and it like goes nuts and goes through the city, and Mr. Graves is just like looking at it like, you know, like there's just some, he likes it, but he doesn't like it, and then you're like, he's a good guy, he's a bad guy, he's a good guy, he's a bad guy. I love him. And then, of course, it's Grindelwald, which just makes it so much better. So those three, I mean, I loved Queenie as well. Tina, she's cute, she definitely wasn't a favorite, but Queenie I'm on the fence about, she could definitely be a favorite, but those three were, without a doubt, three of my favorite characters in this movie. Now, they say all best things come in threes, and like my favorite characters came in threes, my favorite creatures have come in threes. So, one that I've already mentioned, but I haven't said is my favorite, is the Niffler. I absolutely loved the Niffler. It is so cute, this big black splodgy thing with this long little snout, and obsessed with treasure and just shiny things, and like he's standing in the jewelry shop with jewels dangling off his arms, like, don't notice me. Don't notice me. And I love him. I just love him. He's so cute. And I've actually got, one second, I've actually got my Hogwarts library. And in it, you will see Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. So I'm just actually going to read you a little thing about the Niffler. It's such a cute book. You should definitely get it. But yes, there it is. Can you see? Niffler. So it says the Niffler, okay? The Niffler is a British beast, fluffy, black, and long-snouted. This burrowing creature has a predilection for anything glittery. Nifflers are often kept by goblins to burrow deep into the earth for treasure. Though the Niffler is gentle and even affectionate, it can be destructive to belongings and should never be kept in a house. Nifflers live in lairs up to 20 feet below the surface and produce 6 to 8 young in a litter. Okay, well, that's not really important. But anyways, so I just love the Niffler. I love the Niffler and how it's attracted to shiny things. And I just thought it was such a cute, like, creature. And it was also funny, and I like funny things. My second favorite creature is the Thunderbird. That beautiful, magnificent, glorious, giant bird that he carries at the end, that he lets free and fly over New York and obliviate everybody at the very end. And it's just such an amazing bird, and it's just magnificent, and I just love everything about it. Now, I haven't actually checked if the Thunderbird is in here, although I'm sure it is Let me have a look-see. Let's have a look-see over here. Oh, it's not. It's not actually. Why isn't the Thunderbird in here? It's just the T-Bow and the Troll. Maybe the Thunderbird was invented afterwards. I don't know. But anyways, so the Thunderbird is not there. But I absolutely love the Thunderbird. And it's just so magnificent. And I love that it's so gentle and loving. And I love how Newt's so gentle and loving with it. But let's not get back to Newt. Okay, and then the third one I absolutely love is the Bowtruckle. The Bowtruckle is just so funny and so cute. And I mean, the one that's, of course, like attached to him is the one that I really, really love. And it was so sweet. And they're able to pick locks. And that's just awesome. And yeah, it was just a really funny character, and I loved how it could understand him, and like, you know, it was like, you know, you try to give me away, bitch. I ain't talking to you. I just love that. So I love the Bowtruckle. Yeah, so those are my 3 favorite characters, 3 favorite creatures in this book. I mean, there were so many great creatures, but those 3 are my favorite. Although I gotta say, I'm also on the fence about the D. Tell me what it is. You know what? It might be in my book. The Demiguise. I'm also on the fence about the Demiguise. I really thought the Demiguise was very cute. I liked like how it was taking care of the big thing that can fit into different sizes, different size places, and I loved how it was so cute and like just walking around with a little handbag in the shop, and you know, can go invisible. And yes, I found Demiguise, so let me read you what the Fantastic Beasts, what Mr. Newt Scamander says about the Demiguise. Okay, he says, the Demiguise is found in the Far East, though only with great difficulty, for the beast is able to make itself invisible when threatened and can be seen only by wizards skilled in its capture. The Demiguise is a peaceful herbivorous beast, herbivorous beast, something like a graceful ape in appearance, with large, black, doleful eyes, more often than not hidden by its hair. The whole body is covered with long, fine, silky, silvery hair. Demiguise pets are highly valued, as the hair may be spun into invisibility cloaks. So yeah, so that's another reason why it's my favorite. But yeah, definitely, yeah, I gotta say, actually, the Demiguise was probably one of my favorites too. Okay, so like I said, putting together this list was difficult. I've narrowed it down to like 2 scenes, but like a whole segment of the movie that I would say were my favorite scenes. So one scene that just like springs to mind whenever I just think of Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, and that is the scene in the club where they go down to talk to that, like, oh, what was his name? Oh, I don't know. But the dude with the nose and the ears, that guy that tries to take the Bowtruckle, when they go there and there's that elf and she's just singing with the spirals in her hair, like the spirally silver thing on her bald scalp and the pointed ears, and she's like jazzing it up. I just love that. And then, you know, that's when Jacob's like, you know, getting his giggle water and like, yeah, I love house elves. My uncle's a house elf. Whatever. I just love that scene. It's just perfect. It's just beautiful. That whole scene is so magical, so captivating. There's so much going on that's just insanely beautiful in imagery and fantasy. I just absolutely loved that scene, and then everything that happens in the scene is just magnificent also. And then I guess the segment is the end. Now I have managed to narrow this down, because otherwise I'm going to go too far. I'd have to say that the end from when he kills his mother, from when Credence kills his mother, it's just, I think my heart stopped beating, and I was just like, and then it finished, and I was like, oh my god! So I have to say, I think from when Credence like skitters that belt across the floor, and she's like, what is this? What is this? And it goes again, and then she turns around, and it's swoosh! And I just, after that, it was just ridiculous. And I love when, you know, Mr. Graves shows up, and he's like, you're useless, Credence. I'm going to go find your sister. Bum, 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 bum. And he goes and finds her, and she's like looking terrified. You know, she's like, oh my gosh. And he's like, don't be afraid. I'm going to take care of you, Obscurus. You're going to be fine. But suddenly the house is shaking. Suddenly the walls are breaking. What's going on? Mr. Graves, do you have the right person? And bam, there's Credence. Oh my god. And he's like, you know, and he's like, and you know, Mr. Graves is like, you can control it, and he goes, I don't think I want to. Sure! Ah, it's just glorious, it's glorious! And then there's the war, well, not the war, but the fight with the wand, Mr. Graves, I want to say Grindelwald, but it is Miss, whatever. Grindelwald and Tina with the wands, and you're just like, yes, yes, give me more. And then they go down to the subway, and there's just the battle there, and Credence is there, and then Credence is pissed off, and Credence is going nuts. And then Tina comes, and she's like, no, don't do this. And they're all just saying, stop, stop, stop. And then finally the idiots kill Credence, although I'm not sure about that, because did you guys see the little black smoke thing like fluttering away? So I'm kind of wondering, does Credence survive? Because Credence is pretty damn strong, right? So only one way to find out. Watch the next movie. But anyways, so when that all happens and you think Credence is dead, and maybe Credence is dead, I don't know, but I'm trying to choose that, trying to like say that he's not. I would love that he wasn't. But anyways, and Grindelwald, or sorry, Mr. Graves is like, she's like, take his wand, please, sort this boy out. And he's like, ksh, ksh, ksh. And you're like, how is he doing this? How is he so amazingly talented? And he's fighting all of these wizards that just killed, like, some epic obscurus creature, and he's just like, and you're like, what's going on here? So I absolutely love that scene. And then that's going to bring us to the reveal, which I will talk about later or next. But then after that scene, I love the bird, the Thunderbird, flying through New York, obliviating everybody, and then, the rain falling, and everybody just like, oh, I'm awake, what's going on? And then, of course, Jacob Kowalski having to go out, and it's just lame. But then, of course, then he gives him the silver from the eggs, and he goes and starts his bakery, and he makes all the creatures and his cupcakes and his cookies and stuff. And then, of course, there's Queenie, and you're like, he's gonna remember. So I gotta say that from when Credence kills his mother, I absolutely loved everything on. Yeah. And now to the reveal. Now, I'm sure you know what I mean. The reveal of Mr. Graves transforming into Grindelwald. And not only was it Grindelwald, but it was Johnny Depp. And I'm sorry, but Johnny Depp is just going to be magnificent. He plays such weird and wonderful characters, and he plays them so fantastically well. I am even more excited about the Fantastic Beasts saga, just knowing that Johnny Depp is Grindelwald. Oh my god! Like, it wasn't exciting enough already, but that, and I know that some people knew that, like, Johnny Depp was in the movies and that he was going to be Grindelwald, but I didn't, and I love that so much more. I had no idea that Johnny Depp was in the movies. I had no idea who was playing Grindelwald. I had no idea of anything in that regard of Grindelwald, basically because I told myself, don't watch like too much, don't read too much, because you're gonna get spoiled. You're gonna get spoiled. Don't do it. And I didn't do it. And I gotta say that when that transformation happened, and I was like, yeah, okay, it's Colin Firth with some makeup on. Ooh, what's going on? His hair's going blonde. But no. It's Johnny Depp. That was me. That was me on the inside. In the movie, it was just like, you can't scream in the movie. I did scream a little bit when it started. But no, just that reveal, just, oh my gosh. I mean, did you know it was coming? Did you know? And if you did know, how was it for you? Because for me, it was delicious. But then not knowing that it was going to be Johnny Depp just made it even more magnificent, in my opinion. Maybe it's magnificent anyway. I'm sure it is. But I just absolutely loved that reveal. That reveal was so amazing. And then he gets up, do you really think you could hold me? And then he stops in front of Newt. Do we die a little? Sorry, that reveal just slayed me. Oh my goodness. So, woo! And then on to what I didn't like about this movie. I can't believe you fell for that one. As if there was anything I didn't absolutely love about this movie. If you're wondering, there wasn't. I absolutely loved everything about this movie. And please do leave your thoughts below and let me know what you thought of this movie. I, as you already know, thought it was fantastic Beasts and where to find them. It was just brilliant, and I can't fault it at all. And yes, like I said, if you'd like to get involved in my YA fantasy world a bit more and get involved in like book swag and polls and stuff, because right now I'm choosing the third title for my book and people are voting on it, so if you want to get involved in all of that, then please do click the links below to find out what's going on in my wonderful dreamers world. And until next time, I'll see you. Bye!